Cracklings. So it's been a little while since I've done one of these, but I'm back with another fairy tale inspired video. It's been quite some time since I did the last one, but I haven't given up on them. And so today I was going to cover The Little Mermaid, which I know is a big popular one, especially for Disney lovers. But the original story is pretty much on the depressing side. So originally published by Hans Christian Andersen in 1837, it details the sixth daughter, the youngest daughter of a widowed mer king who ends up falling in love with a human and wants to be human after she realizes that humans have souls, and she ends up having this idealistic romance with the prince. She goes to the sea witch in exchange for legs. Every day is like walking on knives for her when she does get legs, and her voice is taken in exchange. These are the elements that people know pretty well. It's a pretty common story. And of course the prince doesn't actually fall in love with her in the original story and falls in love with a neighboring princess. And she ends up, instead of killing the prince in order to use his blood to get her tail back, she ends up collapsing into sea foam, and because of the selflessness of her sacrifice becomes a spirit of air, an air elemental spirit, instead of simply dissolving into nothing. So it's like a bittersweet kind of ending. So 15-year-olds shouldn't make romantic decisions. Now there's several adaptations of this that I didn't actually write on this list. There's a bunch of shorter animated features that go back to the 1950s, and the characters mentioned here or there. But I decided to start it with The Little Mermaid, or Mala Morska Vila. Forgive the fact that I can't pronounce Czech to save my life, which is from 1976. So on the one hand, this movie is really, really pretty, and I liked it. On the other hand, you can't get it with English subtitles. So my copy, which I ordered out of the Czech Republic and only has Czech subtitles, was a very interesting watch for someone who doesn't speak Czech, and I was sitting there with Google Translate a little bit to puzzle it out. But I know the story well enough, I was able to follow along. This is probably one of the prettiest adaptations of the story I've seen. I really love the creativity of the set design and the costume design and the way that they did the underwater sequences. It was very, very pretty. I just wish that I could understand Czech so I could enjoy this more fully. Another adaptation from the same year, 1976, but out of Russia, which I believe it's pronounced Rushalka. Rushalka? I don't know. Again, my Russian is as terrible as my French, which is to say I speak none. But this one was also really, really pretty, and this one does in fact come with English subtitles for my American viewers. This one also had a lot of really cool atmospheric stuff in it. I liked that she had green hair and all the beautiful flowy costuming. I might have taken fashion cues from this a couple of times and decided to dress both like the princess and the prince. So that was another one from 1976. Now, of course, the one that everyone knows from Disney Studios from 1989, The Little Mermaid, the animated one that had a couple of sequels that I think I saw when they came out and haven't seen in a very, very long time and don't remember. But I last watched The Little Mermaid, I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago, and it's really beautifully animated with very classic songs, and her friends Flounder and Sebastian, everything. Everyone loves that one. But I'm not as intrigued by it as I was when I was 6, so I don't own a copy of it. The next one that I have on here, which is also called Rusalka, or Mermaid, from 2007, is Russian. I haven't seen this one, but it's a pretty loose, less fantastical, more modern telling of The Little Mermaid that I should look into at some point. Next one, which is very cute and very sweet. It's not one of his best films, but Hayao Miyazaki's Ponyo, which kind of, it's very child friendly and very much for like 6 or 7 year olds, and this is very much kind of companionship type of love. It's very cute, and like all of his films, beautifully animated. Next one on here is Little from the Fish Shop, which is Mala Zirubet something. It's also Czech. It's a stop motion film from 2015 that I would like to watch and haven't gotten around to just yet. Next one, and this one I love. This one is Polish. It is to date the only Polish film I've seen, which is The Lure, which it's Corgi Daninko or something. I don't know. The literal translation of the Polish title is Daughters of the Dance Party. And this one's really interesting because it's actually two mermaids who end up getting embroiled into this like discotheque type of thing, I believe in Warsaw in the 1980s. It's very strange. It's a little horror, a little comedy, a little musical with all kinds of craziness in it. This one's definitely recommended. It's very out there, but really cool at the same time. Next one on here is The Mermaid from 2016 out of China. I want to say Beijing or something. That one was very outlandish. It's one of China's highest grossing films of all time, apparently, which is crazy. And this one was very funny, very strange. And again, kind of a loose adaptation. The Little Mermaid was sent to go and seduce this one guy so that her mermaid tribe could preserve the pool that his company was going to destroy. So it's got this environmentalist message in it. It's pretty out there, but I really got a kick out of it. It was pretty funny. The next one, The Little Mermaid, that's supposed to come out on Netflix sometime this year. I'm a little curious to see how that pans out. I really have no idea. But despite being a Pisces, I am not a mermaid or a water person, but I still have an appreciation for fairy tales and folklore. And so I figured that I would throw this one out there because even though I've never wanted to be a mermaid, I know a lot of people that do. Anyway, I hope that you got some appreciation from this and can look into these movies. Till next time, Darklings.